Yo, yo, yo. Oh, okay. Yo, 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 yo. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't even plug in the headphones. We up early today. 1 second, let me get this board. What's good, people? It is your boy Tony the Savant. And do forgive me, man. So the studio is still thrashed, so we are got it kind of turned around right now. Because the Baltimore Ravens made the game last night a snooze fest after halftime. So I began getting the studio all cleaned up. Okay, but nonetheless, get this place fixed up. It's time to talk a little NFL football, man. We are back live again. Thanks for everybody pulling up. Real quick before we get started, can you like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please take the moment to subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on this platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, just real short announcement. I got a youth camp that I am organizing. Uh, Now it's kind of funny money right now because I'm from Chicago. I live in Idaho right now, but my home and my heart is in Texas. So that's where we'll be conducting the youth camps. Um, and shout out to the team, man. My baby bro G. We just pulled up a new member. Shout out to my girl Danica. She's joining the team as well. Not officially, but we got some things in the works. So I will be making an announcement this afternoon. We will be going live this afternoon, discussing some other sports topics, and I will be posting the flyer then. I'm just waiting on my editor right now. You know, she chopping it up, putting the final touches on it. So, just thankful that this opportunity has even presented itself. It wasn't even originally my idea. A mentor of mine said that I should do this. He felt like it's my lane, so I started looking into it about a year ago, and like I say, man, the man upstairs is just good as far as the opportunities that has presented itself in this thing. So we will be doing the youth camps officially in Texas because again, I wasn't sure if I should do one in Idaho. I'm still new here. I don't know a lot of people just yet. And I always want to do something back home in Chicago, you know what I mean, and give back to my people there. But Texas is where my home and my heart is, man. You know, I love Texas. East Texas is where the fam is, but you know, Dallas, Houston, we've been all around. So just wanted to make that public service announcement. And I want you all to be looking up for that because I will be discussing that a lot. We're trying to get the youth camps popping by uh uh what was that? Right after Christmas break. So around January, February ish. If we can do that. The venue is already picked, but I'm trying to still keep things under wraps because if you know some stuff changes, and you know I'm the kind of person where I get very passionate about stuff, and if things change on me, you know I get too emotionally involved. So I said I'm just gonna keep it under wraps until everything's locked in. And so far we got this much locked in, and it's a lot of momentum behind it. So the Tony the Savant Youth Sports Camps, the Youth Sports Foundation. I wanted to name it after me. We came up with a couple names, but I really wanted to name it after me because I want this to be an extension of me, you know, for real, for real. No playing around. Whatever happens with this thing, I want to be held 100% accountable. Because these kids deserve, you know, some good functional adult mentors. You know, I grew up with a bunch of people, you know, good people in my life, but they was all crazy, you know, and I kind of had to navigate. But this opportunity again has presented itself. So thank you all, man, for rocking with your boy. I appreciate all of the love and support. Real quick, I just got to shout out my baby bro G, Miss Danica once more, my boy Fred. doing his thing with the life coaching. I got to shout out to big homie Real Goons TV. As me and Goons, we got something very special for y'all next week for Sunday Night Football with the Dallas Cowboys going out there to the Pittsburgh Steelers stadium. That's going to be a good game, as far as two historic franchises matching up again. So shout out to Real Goons TV, my boy, my right hand man, Paulie Corleone is Uncle Paulie's Entertainment over here, and so many others, man. My boy Wildcard Mar, the guys over at TBL, everybody, man. I can't express how thankful I am enough for the love I received. Hold on, let me put the ticker in here. There's the ticker. And let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen, because we got some NFL Sunday football to talk about. A lot went down yesterday. And I tried to cover up, some stuff as the day went on because, I don't know, I think like 14, 15 football games, it gets extremely difficult to try to keep up with everything. So I got up a little early this morning, did some recaps of the game. And I just want to say off the top, man, Ravens flock, y'all are looking good out there. Shout out to my guy, MTMO Dev over at My Thoughts, My Opinion. Probably one of the biggest Ravens fans I know. He's doing his content over there, but I'm just really happy that, his squad is working now. He's been really hyped about King Henry's arrival over there, and I can see why. Derrick Henry nearly rushed for 200 yards last night, came up 1 yard short. And we talking about Henry, it was the Lamar Jackson show again. I mean, Lamar Jackson is absolutely dynamic. I've been really campaigning for either Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen to go ahead and get them a championship because both these guys are prolific, man. Both these guys deserve to rightfully be Patrick Mahomes' rivals. Just as far as the skill set that they bring to the table. I'm a big Patrick Mahomes guy, but I can acknowledge greatness where greatness needs to be acknowledged, and both these brothers are prolific. So big shout out to the Ravens last night. Got a huge win over the Buffalo Bills. Essentially exposed them, man. Essentially exposed them. But we're gonna talk about that game. We got a couple games to discuss, and I just got to start off the top. Start off the tizzy with look at my guy, my thought Dev posting right now, man. That's what I'm talking about. I can only work with hardworking people, man. I promise you. Laziness is a sin to me. I cannot work with lazy people. And my guy Dev, right on cue. As soon as I shout him out, posting. That's my dog. Let me pull up these box scores real quick, y'all. We got a lot to discuss. We're gonna start with my Packers. Of course, y'all know how it go on this show. I try not to be biased, but when it comes to my Green Bay Packers, oh yeah, that biasness gonna play. It's gonna be involved. So, what the hell is this? Ravens. Okay. What is this, man? They ain't got the game. They got okay. Sorry, I'm looking at ESPN. I'm on the ESPN app. It only had like 3 games posted. Like, what is this? we had 14 games yesterday. Um, so off the top, it was Jordan Love's return from his knee injury that he suffered in Week 1 versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Took a little bit of wind out of the franchise, but we were able to maintain success with our backup quarterback Malik Willis. Malik Willis, if y'all don't know, as of 48 hours ago, he's only been with the Green Bay Packers for 1 month. And fun fact, I hate that this is even a fact, but we have more team wins underneath Jordan Love underneath Malik Willis this season than Jordan Love. So that's crazy to me, honestly. But uh, anyway, it was Jordan Love's return from his knee injury, and he definitely showed out. We went down in this game fairly early. I mean, at halftime, we were down 3 touchdowns. We were able to get a muff punt and score, but that was at the end of the second quarter, and we nearly went into halftime down 4 touchdowns. But again, we were able to score. It was a tale of 2 halves as we were able to make have a bit of a comeback. The final score was the Minnesota Vikings 31 to the Green Bay Packers 29. But the game wasn't as close as the score would indicate. You know, it was a good game. Can't hold you, but the score wasn't as close as it looked on the final totals because the Minnesota Vikings came out the gate very explosive. One second, let me get I gotta get my breakfast, man. Gotta get that. Gotta get some liquid breakfast this morning. It's been a long day, so a long morning already. But anyway, Sam Darnold. Nobody told me that this guy had a Superman cape in his locker because he's been pulling that joint out every week. It seems like another spectacular performance from that young man. And as funny as it is, Sam Darnold was in the same draft class as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I got to see when they both came out. I think both came out, but he's been in the league just as long as those guys, and he wouldn't even think about it like that because Sam Darnold is, he's been a journeyman. But I'm glad to see he's finally seemingly found a home in Minnesota, and he is playing some great football. But per tradition over here, nah, man, I've been looking at these Green Bay Packers numbers so long, so much, because it's mind-boggling to me, that we even went down that much. But it is what it is. There were some caveats in this game, but Sam Darnold, he went 20 of 28 in this victory, 275 impressive yards, 3 touchdown scores, 1 interception. He also had 2 sacks. He was sacked twice in this game. Put up a QBR of 72.7 and also had a rating of 123.4. But this man was absolutely phenomenal once again. Big score after big score. He was able to hit Justin Jefferson for one, Jordan Addison for one. This guy, Josh Oliver, who I am not 100% familiar with, he even got a touchdown score. So, uh, once again, man, it was just a good game by the Vikes. And I can acknowledge, my divisional rival if they playing good right now, and they are playing good right now. I don't think anybody had the Minnesota Vikings, especially after the injury to what's the young man's name? JJ McCarthy, national championship quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines last year, got drafted to the Vikings and he got a season-ending injury. That's what I was trying to say. In the OTAs, in the preseason. So very unfortunate for the Vikes, but they have been able to, next man up. That's what it's all about when in the NFL. And so, like I say, I can acknowledge greatness where needs to be acknowledged. Aaron Jones, that traitor. No, I'm just kidding. Aaron Jones used to be on my Green Bay Packers, but because there was some contract negotiations, some we weren't able to meet in the middle. Essentially, the Packers kind of wanted to underpay him, in my opinion, considering what Aaron Jones has been for us for these last, up until last year. I would give Aaron Jones a nice 6-year run, of him being a very productive running back for us. Not just that, running the RB1 duties. Um, but anyway, he's an aging running back, respectfully, and the Green Bay Packers were trying to shortchange him. I can't say that. Excuse me, but uh, well, I'm sorry, I got to send him these emails real quick. All right, sorry about that. And I can acknowledge that Aaron Jones needed to get his bag, man. He got a family to feed, just like the rest of us. So respectfully, he declined the short, offer that we tried to give him, the short change offer, and then end up getting a bigger bag over here with Minnesota. But he has been prolific for them so far, 3 out of the 4 games of the season. This game versus us, he carried the ball 22 times for 93 yards. No touchdown scores, thankfully, because it would have broken my heart to see Aaron Jones do a Lambeau leap in a Vikings jersey. Like, oh man, I did not want to see that. I did not want to see that. So we didn't get that this year, thankfully. And he did bust a 17-yard rush in the first half that, just was very disheartening for us. The Vikings just continue to make play after play after play. It seemed like, and it was tough to keep up with them. But Sam Darnold also rushed 7 times for 15 yards. Impressive. Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the NFL. Let me tell it. And this dude is still young. He's still doing his thing. He put up 6 catches for 85 yards. He also got a touchdown score. Jordan Addison was all over the place. He's been injured up into this game, and he made a return in a very impressive way, as he had a rushing touchdown, one rushing carry, and it led to a touchdown. And then he put up 3 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown score. So just that's a way to if you've been injured all year and you've been anxious to get back to work, this is the way you show it. So kudos to that young man. And I think I got Jordan Addison in my fantasy football league as well. I gotta double check, but if so, he getting a start next week in that flex. Um, and just for the fantasy football community, Justin Jefferson has 6 receptions. He had added his 8 targets. Jordan Addison 3 receptions out of his 4 targets. Aaron Jones, surprisingly, to add on to his 22 carries and 93 yards rushing, had 4 receptions and 46 yards receiving, and he had 5 targets. So the big names doing big things respectfully. And I'm not mad at the Green Bay, excuse me, at the Minnesota Vikings. The defense, they was pretty much elite. They got 3 interceptions on us respectfully, but Jordan Love for the most part was able to stay clean. As Pat Jones, the second, he got a sack. But outside of that, we boast one of the better offensive lines in the NFL, thankfully. So Jordan Love was able to stay upright for majority of this game. He did throw 3 interceptions though. That absolutely. Uh, well, in the first half, when we was experiencing that storm of scoring that the Minnesota Vikings was doing to us, the first half was very atrocious. Shaquille Griffin got an interception, and also Camu. I'm not sure if I'm saying this brother's name's right. Gruger Hill. He got an interception as well, and then Byron Murphy was able to get one in the second half that kind of stopped the comeback. So uh and to look over at my Packers numbers again, man, I've been looking at these numbers all day yesterday. Just really uh I don't know, man. I just really want my Packers to do well. We have a, in my opinion, Super Bowl ready squad. Now I know Jordan Love's still young, but you got to recall Jordan Love sat behind a legendary quarterback in Aaron Rodgers for 3 years. And that in my opinion, that makes you even more ready when you actually get the starting duties. When you're able to sit down for a couple years and actually learn the game, learn the nuances. Unlike Brett Favre, exchange of power to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers actually embraced Jordan Love and took him under his wing. So and it shows. It definitely shows on the field because Jordan Love is a prolific quarterback. He showed that in this game. Again, his first game back to work since that knee injury in week 1. I do want to say to start the game, he did look a little, timid. As I don't think he's fully over the injury psychologically. His body might be healed, but I think it's still some psychological residue there from the injury. But he threw the ball 54 times, which is unacceptable. I don't care if you are my franchise quarterback, you should not be throwing the ball 54 times when you have a running back like Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs is a dog. Josh Jacobs, we acquired him over from the Las Vegas Raiders. And Josh Jacobs, when he was with the Raiders, used to rush those fools like by himself as a running back. He used to win games for those fools. So I know he's more than capable, but Jordan Love, he threw the ball 32 of 54 times, 389 yards, 4 touchdown scores, and again, 3 interceptions. He put up a QBR of 61.8 and was sacked 1 time himself. Josh Jacobs, 9 carries for 51 yards, no touchdown scores, but to his credit, Josh Jacobs was doing Josh Jacobs things when he did get the opportunity. He gave us a big 13-yard rush. They gave us a little bit of life in that first half, just a little bit of hope for Packer Nation. Emmanuel Wilson, who has been an emerging RB2 for us, He had a big game last week. I think we played up against the Colts. He had a big game last week. This game, not so much. A little bit more quieter. He chipped in with 8 carries, 27 yards, and he had a big 8 yard rush himself. Moving down to the receiving core, the phenomenal receiving core of the Green Bay Packers, I gotta be 1,000%. We boast one of the deepest and more talented receiving cores, and it really showed this game as Jordan Love spread the ball around a lot. But our top guy right now, who is emerging as our wide receiver one, is Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed put up 7 receptions for 139 big yards. He had a big touchdown score on a 42-yard bomb. Oh, no, 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 excuse me. That was the Dontavian Wicks touchdown. I think that was the Dontavian Wicks, the big play. But still, Jayden Reed was making big play after big play in this game. Very athletic. Dude as fast as I don't know what. But out of his 8 targets, he was able to get 7 receptions. So if you throw the ball his way, you go get some production. Again, Dontavian Wicks had that big 36-yard touchdown. 5 receptions for him, 78 yards. 2 touchdown scores for my guy Dontavian Wicks. Tucker Kraft, who is one of the choir members of the team, our tight end, our TE2. He put in work today, or yesterday, 6 receptions, 53 yards, and also he had a touchdown score himself as well. Romeo Dobbs, who was emerging more so as our number one receiver last season with his production. He put up 4 receptions, 39 yards, and Josh Jacobs had 4 catches for 27 yards. Luke Musgrave, my favorite tight end, and also one of the better pass catching tight ends in the league. He had 4 receptions for 27 yards. So just when I'm looking at these numbers, it's like we should have won this game. We could have definitely won this game, but the Minnesota Vikings, bro. They just been on some Super Saiyan juice. These dudes have been winning week in, week out. As of right now, the Vikings are still undefeated at 4-0 at the top of the NFC North division. So they're still early. Only one month has passed as of right now in the NFL season. So there's still time, but right now the Vikings are king in that NFC North division. I be talking too fast, man. All right, what is this? Of course, my phone's tripping. Right in the middle of the show. Right in the middle of the show. Ruthless, bro. All right, let's move on. Let me see if I can pull up the stats over here, man. Because this is tripping. In fact, 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. This is not cool. My phone just literally just stopped working in the middle of the show, y'all. Let me see if I can fix this really, really quick. I'll be right back, man. All right, y'all. Put the muff, put the ear muffs back on. All right. So yeah, I don't know what the heck just happened. Verizon Wireless. taking all this money, man, and then my phone stopped working in the middle of a stream. They getting the call today. They getting the call today for sure. But let's continue. We're discussing this Minnesota Vikings victory over the Green Bay Packers, and we're gonna look at some team stats. Now this was an NFC North Division game, so it was gonna be close. Again, the game wasn't as close as the score indicated, as the Vikings were able to take off early. I got up early on like a 4 touchdown score. I mean, yeah, 4 touchdown lead very early in this game. And so in the second half, we were so busy using our energy to come back that by the end of the game, we just didn't have enough to get over the hump. But first downs was pretty much even, as the Vikings were able to get 22. The Green Bay Packers got 24 passing touchdowns. Passing first downs were 11 for the Vikings, 19 for my Green Bay Packers. Rushing, we had 3. They had 8 rushing first downs. Excuse me, first downs from penalties, which was not too bad. Very not the worst. A more disciplined game between these two. Only 3 first downs off penalties for the Vikings, 2 for the Pack Nation. Nobody converted a fourth down in this game. 374 total yards for the Vikes, 465 yards, and a lot of that came from the desperation play in the second half, of course. Um, 15 drives apiece for these teams. Passing yards, it was 254 for the Vikings, 379 for my Packers, 120 rushing yards, thanks to the efforts of Aaron Jones for the Vikings, and 86 for my Packers. Um, 7 penalties for them, 7 penalties for them, 8 for us. Time of possession, 27 minutes, 45 seconds for my Packers, 32 minutes and 15 seconds for the Vikings. Just a very impressive game, man. I got to be 100, bro. Just a very impressive game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if this Vikings team can continue on their warpath, because they've been making it look good, making it look easy. And I can't complain. I can't be mad at what they're doing over there in Minnesota, playing good football, man, in my opinion. So kudos to them. And they were able to seal the victory 31-29 again for the Minnesota Vikings. We will be doing week 5 recap, so I will discuss their next matchup. I don't know exactly who they have next. I'll be honest, I don't even know who we face next. I got to look at our schedule again too. So just a good game, man. Just a good game. Again, it hurts me that the Vikings won, but that's how these divisional rivalry games go. You don't know who's going to win for sure. The team that's on paper, our team on paper looks better, but uh, you okay, come on, man. Jeez Louise, bro. Got the new iPhone and this thing over here acting grainy as ever, bro. I don't like this. I definitely don't like Verizon Wireless taking all my money and then my phone working like chew. All right, y'all. So let's move on to the next game. We're gonna talk about the Saints and Vikings. I mean Saints and Falcons. How about that? This game, the Atlanta Falcons were able to win 26-24. Now, I did not get to see this game, so let's read this article real quick just to get an idea of what went down in this game. I wasn't able to catch it. Or do I got anybody from fantasy football? I don't think I have anybody from the Saints or the Falcons. And so I really wasn't tapped into this game at all, because a lot of times if I'm watching a game like like my Packers, I'll watch the Packers game from buzzer to buzzer, and then I'll keep up with the cable network, whatever's on the cable. I'll keep up with those games, and then I'll definitely keep up with my fantasy football game. So if I don't have a player in that fantasy football match, if I don't have a guy from my fantasy football matchup playing in a particular game, I tend to not. I can't really pay attention to everything, as a human. But the point of the matter is that this is one game that I didn't have any dog in the race in, and so we're gonna read a little bit of this article to see just how this game played out, because this was an NFC South rivalry game. Of course, these are the games that kind of influence where you land in the playoffs at the end of the season. So, as soon as the flag flew for pass interference, Young Hoku knew he would have a chance to win for the Atlanta Falcons. Koo kicked a career best 58-yard field goal with 2 seconds remaining as the Falcons rallied for a 26-24 victory over the New Orleans Saints without scoring an offensive touchdown Sunday. Oh, wow. They didn't score an offensive touchdown, so the Falcons defense might have been busy. And I do recall seeing somebody in my fantasy football. They had the Atlanta defense, and they put up like 30 points. The defense for Atlanta yesterday put up 30 points, but the actual defense gave up 24 points. So I don't even, they gave up a lot of points, but themselves, I guess they just was getting a lot of production. So let's see. Uh, Cool kicked 4 field goals in all, also connecting from 53 yards, 44 yards, and a 42-yarder to give the Falcons a 2-2 record in the season. A desperately needed home victory. That's a fact. It was his 8th game-winning kick in the final 10 seconds since the beginning of the 2021 season. The most in the league during that span. Very impressive by that young man. We've been in this situation a lot, and that's how it is in the league. The 30-year-old South Korean said, a lot of these games, a lot of the games, the majority of the games in this league come down to a one possession game. Every point matters, and our unit takes a lot of pride in that. That's a good point. Good point. The Falcons lost 2 games at home this season, and it seemed on the verge of falling to 0-3 in Atlanta when Alvin Kamara scored on a 1-yard run with remaining to push the Saints lead to 24-23, or to give the Saints the lead 24-23. A 30-yard pass interference penalty on Paulson Adebo gave the Falcons hope at the New Orleans. Sorry, I was reading the email. Gave the Falcons hope at the New Orleans 40. Kirk Cousins threw 3 straight incompletions, but it didn't matter. Koo knocked down the longest field goal in the stadium's 7-year history with plenty to spare. Spending I gotta stop talking so fast, bro. That's always been my my thing. I be sounding crazy because I be reading and talking so fast. All right, cool. Knocked down the longest field goal in the stadium's 7-year history with plenty to spare, sending the Saints to their second straight close loss after 2 dominating victories to open the season. That's a fact. Because the Saints lost to the Eagles last season in a very heartbreaking way as well. Koo threw both arms in the air before he was mobbed by his teammates. I've made that in practice, he said. Once we got to the 40, I knew I had a chance. Taysom Hill scored a pair of touchdown runs for the Saints before going out, appearing to re-aggravate a chest injury that kept him from playing in a 15-12 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles last week. On the Saints' final possession, Derek Carr connected with Chris Olave on a couple of big third down passes before Kamara finally punched it in on the Saints' third try from the 1, dragging Caden Ellis into the end zone. The Falcons won without the Cousins-led offense producing a touchdown. It was special teams defense that reached the end zone. Early on, Rashad Shaheed unexpectedly called a fair catch on a punt at the Saints 2, and then had the ball bounce off his shoulder pads into the end zone where Cordero Hodge fell on it for Atlanta. That's heartbreaking, especially from Rashee Shaheed. He should know better. One of their feature players. Um, Linebacker Troy Anderson also scored for the Falcons for a pick six after a pass from Carr was deflected by Judon. Anderson hauled in the fluttering ball for an interception and showed off his impressive speed, streaking 47 yards um, down the sideline to give Atlanta a 17-4 halftime lead. Those are the kind of losses that rip your heart out. Saints coach Dennis Allen said, I know we've got a good football team in that locker room. Now we have to play better. We can't spot a team 14 points, a good team, and expect to win those type of games. New Orleans scored more in New Orleans scored in more conventional. I think they meant to say scored in a more conventional fashion. Uh, though a Falcons turnover helped, Cousins was picked off by Adebo at the New Orleans 47, sparking an 11 play 53-yard touchdown drive. Tyson Hill um, ripped off a 7-yard run on 4th and 1 to keep the drive going and finished it off by crashing up the middle of a 5-yard score after taking a handoff from Derek Carr. Hill's first TD came off a direct snap at the 2. Mooney's move. All right, man. This damn article long, bro. I'm like, whoa, when is it ending, gang? It's just going and going. Anyway, it looked like a dominating performance from the defense of the Atlanta Falcons. And once again, the Saints, man, they looking like the Aints. It's either the Saints or the Aints, as they had two again dominating performances to open the season. They was putting 40 on I forget the first team they faced. I think it was the Carolina Panthers, maybe, and then they put 40 on the Dallas Cowboys. But then last week, that prolific offense was uh, pretty much stalled. They were able only to get 12 points against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't think they scored a touchdown. I think that all came on field goals. So I don't know. It's either the Saints or it's either the New Orleans Saints or the New Orleans Aints. And I remember my boy, rest in peace, Chris, man. I remember him saying that. He don't want to taught me that. He was from New Orleans and loved his Saints. You know what I mean? This is before, no, this was right after the Drew Brees won them a Super Bowl, because I met Chris after the Hurricane Katrina stuff. He had moved to Texas, and used to always, be talking about his Saints, man. He loved them, bro, and I love that guy, man. That was my boy, man. Rest in peace to him. But every time I see the Saints, they play good, I think about what he said. Either they play like the New Orleans Saints or they play like the New Orleans Aints. And that's the case, man. It seems like they have had two games of Saints, two games of Aints in New Orleans. But let's look at the box score. Let's see what was going on numerically. As Derek Carr put up 28 of 36, completed 28 of 36 passes, 239 yards. He had one interception and one sack. So in spite of a very uh, uh, nightmarish game, he was able to get through a clean game. He also had a QBR of 39.8. Alvin Kamara been playing legendary football this season, if I do say so myself. 19 carries, 77 yards, and he's continuing on with his touchdown streak. Yeah, won this game. Taysom Hill, as aforementioned in the article, had 2 touchdown scores, 6 carries, 24 yards. Boo, 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 Okay. Wildcard Mar. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to the brother, man. Wildcard Mar. We got something special cooking for y'all as well this afternoon. We're gonna be busy, man. Y'all know me, man. We be busy on this platform. Chris Olave, again, 8 receptions, 87 yards, no touchdown scores for him. His longest catch was 18-yarder on 10 targets for the fantasy football community. So Chris Olave has been getting a lot of looks in this Derek Carr-led offense. Rashee Shaheed, 8 receptions, 83 yards, 25 a 25-yarder was his longest catch of the day in 11 targets. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Alvin Kamara pitched in 7 catches as well, 42 touchdown scores. 11 yards was his longest catch, and that's on 9 targets for him. So let's look at this defense. Peyton Turner got a sack. That's it. Just one sack for the for the New Orleans defense. Man, that's any interceptions? Let's see. Yeah. Paulson Adebo did get that one interception for the Saints. So, okay. All right. I mean, the defense showed up a little bit, but let's look over here what the Falcons was able to do, because the Falcons, ladies and gentlemen, are my dark horse to come out of the NFC. I got the 49ers. I know that's not a popular pick right now, but I got the 49ers. Hopefully they can get everybody back cooking. Hopefully we can get Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. Before the end of the show, y'all, I'm going to show y'all Brandon Ayuk's fantasy football numbers, and I'm going to show y'all I got well, maybe I might have 3 losses now, if Devon Achane gotta had a game in his life tonight. I need Devon Achane to put up 50 points. I need Tyreek Hill to put up 0 points because the guy I'm facing, shout out to the sports professor, big bro Omar of the Ball and Buds, sports and entertainment, and also the Bottom Line Sports fam. I'm facing off with him this week, and man, this dude got a 40-point lead, bro, because Brandon Ayuk refuses to have a good football. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. I don't think Brandon Ayuk worked on his game at all in the offseason. That's what it's looking like. It looks like he's like slower than he's been. It don't look like he's more. And we everybody has criticisms of him having that contract holdout because it's like, brother, you ain't did nothing to get no 30 mil. Excuse me. I don't mean to be counting nobody's pockets, but Brandon Ayuk ain't did a dang thing to earn himself a $30 million year. He was trying to get paid like Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. He wanted that kind of bag. For why? You know what I mean? And shout out to Wild Card Mar. Me and Big Bro was talking about this. I would have offered that fool 20 million. Take it or leave it. Go ahead with the Steelers, bro, because you playing like this, man. It is bad. It is bad, bad. Brandon Ayuk just running around out there getting cardio. But sorry, I had to punch air after that San Francisco game yesterday, man, because Brandon Ayuk just refuses to have a good game. I think he had 2 catches for 38 yards. Making me upset just thinking about it. I'm sorry, y'all. I get passionate about my fantasy football. I do a lot of research. I'm one of those people that read all those little funny articles, they attach to the players. I read all of that. I go to NFL.com. I listen to all of these sports podcasts. I listen to I can't think of their name right now, but it's 3 guys. They do fantasy football stuff, really good stuff, very insightful. NFL fantasy football on the TV. I listen to all of this stuff just to be screwed over. Oh man, Brandon Ayuk, bro, he doing me bad right now. But anyway, let's move on. Uh, yeah, Kirk Cousins, 21-35 in the victory, 238 yards, no touchdown scores for Captain Kirk either, but and then he did put up a 1 interception. Also, he was sacked one time, put up a QBR, a very ugly QBR of 28.6. Let's see. In the rushing department, Bijan Robinson has been a little quiet this year himself. I was expecting a lot more from Bijan when I did my prediction for this video. But anyway, he put up 7 carries for 28 yards. Tyler Algier, who is a little bit like they have a 1-2 punch, but Tyler tends to have, every so often he'll have a better productive day than Bijan. But Tyler put up 8 carries for 60 yards. So 15 yards was his longest run. 9 yards was Bijan's longest run. Bijan got to get better. But I'm sure if you're a fantasy football owner, Bijan's probably been giving you the flux as well, like this dude. Well, let's see what he did in the reception. He had 4 receptions, okay, for 46 yards. So that's good production right there. His actual longest catch of the day was a 26 yarder. So, and out of his 4 targets, he had 4 receptions. So okay, all right. He made up for it a little bit more in the rushing department, in the receptions, in the yardage there for sure. So I'm not mad at that. But yeah, these rushes, he got to do better there. Drake London, who has been phenomenal this year, I would say, had a very clutch touchdown. Who was that against the Eagles? I think that was Drake London. He put up 6 receptions, 64 yards, 16 yards was his longest. 6 receptions out of 12 targets. So Drake's getting a lot of looks, a lot of opportunities for my fantasy football community people. Ray McLeod, he had 6 receptions as well for 52 yards. Bijan again 4 receptions. Darnell Mooney, the guy that the Falcons acquired from the Chicago Bears, had 3 receptions, 56 yards. His longest catch was a 36-yard pass. A 36-yard catch, and 3 receptions on 6 targets. So Darnell Mooney is a very instrumental piece to this team. I think they're just trying to still find a way to get him incorporated, fully incorporated to their offense. Kirk Cousins fumbled the ball, but he didn't lose it. Thank goodness. On the defense, one sack for the defense, and one interception from Troy Anderson. So, uh, good game, very close game indeed. But that's how it goes with these division rivalry games. It's either going to be a close game, might be a blowout. It might be a blowout and then become a close game. The division rivalry games, they can trend anyway, north, south, east, or west. You just gotta kind of I'm trying to work while I'm working. You dig? Hey, God is good. Anyway, those division rivalry games, you can never really just put your thumb on it. Honestly, I've tried. I've tried to call every time, and it even goes into down to the collegiate level, like with Georgia and Alabama, them facing off this past Saturday. I had Georgia winning. I didn't think the board era was going to start as good as it has. And I thought for sure that, Georgia and Kirby Smart would have something to say about it. But anyway. But, ladies and gentlemen, trying to stay hydrated out here. If y'all don't mind, depending on where you at, we are live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So depending where you at, please follow if you're on Facebook or Twitter. Like the videos as well. If you're on Facebook and Twitter, share the videos, and as well for the YouTube people. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Let's move on to the next game. If we can here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let's move on to these Steelers and no. We got the Rams and the Bears, and I'm gonna try to get through this a little faster, y'all, because it's already running an hour. I ain't trying to hold y'all here all morning. But the Bears doing what the Bears do. Actually, the Bears won. Okay, you stinking Bears. So the Bears won. The Vikings won. And the Lions have an opportunity tonight to defeat the Seattle Seahawks, which we're gonna have to do a prediction video on that one. I might just clip up a YouTube short for that one. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's look. I didn't get to see this game, but we're gonna just run through the stats. Nope. Okay, let's read because I didn't see this game. I did have the Chicago Bears defense on my fantasy football team, or one of them, excuse me. Yes, okay, yeah, DeAndre Swift was working because I got DeAndre Swift on one of my fantasy football teams. I started Breece Hall over D Swift, and I could not believe what I was seeing, y'all. I couldn't believe it. Breece Hall had 10 carries for 4 yards. All right. DeAndre Swift, okay, on my bench, put up 35.5 points in fantasy football. Nothing trended towards that. Nothing trended it. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, just so I give you a idea of what I'm talking about. Last week, Breece Hall was working. I mean, albeit against the Patriots. Let's keep it in perspective. He put in good work. So I said, okay, let me put my guy in. Let's see what's going on because Breece is one of those dudes that's hit or miss. And lo and behold, he let me down, y'all. Like gravity, he let me down, man. And DeAndre Swift was over here having the game of his life. I did not see this coming, y'all. But a little bit, let's just read a little bit of this article to get a gist of what was going down in this game because I didn't get to see it from buzzer to buzzer, but I was seeing DeAndre Swift numbers just going up. At one point I was like, all right, he had like 17 points. I'm like, all right, he gonna cap out right there, right? Because it's the Bears. You know what I mean? You ain't expecting the Bears running back. They ain't had really a prolific running back in forever. I did like them picking up DeAndre Swift from the Philadelphia Eagles, but did not see this coming. And it just makes me grind my gears because you read all these articles, you watch all these shows, you think you know what you're doing, right? When fantasy football, and then you don't. Anyway, once Caleb Williams and the Bears offense found their rhythm, they started stringing together the sort of possessions the team and its fans envision on a regular basis. Williams led 4 scoring drives. DeAndre Swift had 165 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. And Chicago held off the Los Angeles Rams 24-18. I want to say this as well. If I put in DeAndre Swift next week and take out Breece Hall, guess what's gonna happen, y'all? Breece Hall gonna put up a 30-point burger. This has happened to me. This has happened to me on so many occasions where somebody has a great game. I'm like, all right, let's move the needle a little bit. Oh, snap! Sorry, I put up my fantasy football. Let's move the needle. Let's try this. Let's give this guy a try. And then it's a dud, and it's just like, oh Lord, he can't really figure it out. And I think that's the fun of fantasy football. You know, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. But anyway, the Bears 2-2 scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives, possessions in the second half after struggling early. Jaquan Brisker intercepted Matthew Stafford with about a minute to go, following a punt on the previous play. Williams threw for 157 yards and a touchdown after setting a Bears rookie record by passing for 363 yards and on 52 attempts in a loss to Indianapolis last week. He said this performance was a step forward indeed. No, the number one overall pick and former Heisman Trophy winner out of South California was 17 of 23 with a 9-yard touchdown pass to DJ Moore in the third quarter. He did not have a turnover, coming off a game in which he got picked off twice and a lost fumble. Okay, so the defense was defensing. Moving down just a little bit, Swift had his best game. He had his best game since signing with the Bears in March, a Pro Bowler with the Eagles last season. He broke off a 36-yard touchdown run that made it 24-15 in the fourth quarter. He finished with 16 rushes for 93 yards and 7 catches for 72 yards. I'm just trying to look at this article, see if I can skim. Matthew Stafford passes Eli Manning for 10th all-time on the NFL's passing list. Matthew Stafford has now accumulated 57,000 yards, 257,000, 57 yards, 57,000 yards, and 57,025 yards. Oh, I don't even know how to word it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place right now. But anyway, kudos to Matthew Stafford, man. Because with no Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup, this dude still finds ways to be productive. Last week, he single-handedly beat them 49ers, albeit both teams are severely injured, and you know it is what it is. But Matthew Stafford hasn't absolutely been doing his thing. Sorry, y'all. Got to send these emails because just because I'm working don't mean I'm not working. But anyway, Matthew Stafford, kudos to him, man. And I know I've seen a lot of Matthew Stafford when he was the quarterback of uh, the Detroit Lions years back. You know, him and Aaron Rodgers have had their wars together. So Matthew Stafford, I have high respect for him. I was happy that he went over to the Los Angeles Rams and was able to get himself a championship. But I have to take my hat off to these Chicago Bears, man, and Caleb Williams too. I don't really care for the Bears at all. That's my dad's, my family's team. But in the same time, you got to give credit what credit is due. The Bears are definitely trying to build something over there, and it looks good, you know, so far. And they're gonna be getting Keenan Allen back pretty soon as well. So that just makes things all the more scarier. 20-29 for Matthew Stafford, 224 yards in the air, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times. Thank you, Chicago Bears defense, because I have the Bears defense and in one of my fantasy football leagues. Tutu Atwell. No, let's give Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams, who was absolutely prolific this game, absolutely prolific last year, up until when he got injured for me in the fantasy football. So I got a lot of respect for this young man as well. Kyron Williams put up 19 carries, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest run of the day was a 14-yarder. Tutu Atwell for the receiving. He led the way, 4 receptions, 82 yards. Jordan Whittington, 6 receptions, 62 yards, no touchdowns. Tutu, his longest catch of the day was for 25 yards. 4 catches on 6 targets is not a bad day at the office. Jordan Whittington had 6 receptions on 8 targets. Kyron, he put in 4 receptions for 10 yards. And so, just doing what they can. The Rams are without Cooper Kupp and Puka Nakua once more. So, they're 1-3 right now. And I think they still got a chance. It's still very early in the NFL season. Young rookie, the number one overall pick of the 2024 NFL draft, Caleb Williams, 17 of 23 on the day, 157 yards, 1 touchdown score. So you starting to clean up his act a little bit over there. DeAndre Swift, 16 carries, once more, 93 yards, 1 touchdown score. Longest run of the day was a 36-yard touchdown run. D Swift also led the way in the receiving department, 7 receptions, 72 yards. And like I say, in real time, I was watching this man put in work because I got him on my fantasy football team. Did not think to even start him. Oh, wait. Keenan Allen came back this game. Okay, that explains some things. Because the Bears got some weapons, man. They got 5, including DeAndre Swift, legit pass catchers. And looking at this list, they all put in work today. Rome Abdunze, who had a very big game last week. I also got that young man on my fantasy football. He was a little bit more quieter this game. 3 targets, 1 catch, 10 yards, but had a very big game. Last week. Cole Kmet, 3 receptions, 34 yards. DJ Moore, 3 receptions, 22 yards, and a touchdown score. Keenan Allen in his first game back. I did not realize that. I thought they said Keenan was going to be out for one more week. If y'all don't mind, man, I'm going to stand up a little bit because sitting down is kind of messing with me. Sorry, I'm looking at this email. Oh, yeah. If y'all don't mind, man, I got to stand up, get the blood flow in the legs. I do not do these long streams typically. I try not to do too long streams, but the kids are with Granny today. I say let's work. But anyway, excuse me. Keenan Allen made his return, his first day back to work. 3 receptions for 19 yards. Very impressive. And this Bears defense once again was able to rack up 3 sacks. Any interceptions? Yes, 1 interception by Jaquan Brisker. So very impressive, man. This Bears defense continues rolling, keeps on rolling, keeps on doing their thing. And they was able to help the young rookie, number one overall pick, get himself an interception. If y'all don't mind, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna stretch. I'm not even gonna do nothing crazy. I just need to stretch from sitting down all this time. Me, man, I'll be always moving and grooving, so I gotta keep the blood flow. So just give me 5 seconds, y'all. I'm gonna stretch real quick. I will be right back. Yeah, buddy. We back. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Uh, I'm one of them kind of people, man. I can't sit down too long, bro. We do some road trips. Me and the family. We like to do road trips, and I be having to pull over on the side of the highway. You know what I mean? Stopping. Sometimes, some people do road trips, stop at the gas station, blah blah blah. I be stopping on the side of the road, or I'll stop at the gas station just to stretch, man, because I'm a lifelong athlete. I'm one of those people that's always moving. So sitting down and staying still too long is crazy to me. My grandfather is a certified financial planner, right? And I've always wanted to, I've always had been enamored with the financial world. But the one reason why I can't work with with fam is because he'll be sitting in them offices for 8, 9 hours a day, man, selling insurance and financial plans. I'm just like, that's not me, man. That's not me. I need to be going, 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 which is why we're doing the youth sports camps. These kids gonna be able to keep me young. You know, kids got unlimited amount of energy anyway. So again, I made the announcement at the top of the show that we will be doing some youth sports camps coming up very soon. And as soon as I hop off of here, we'll be getting to work on that, getting everything set up. 1 second, y'all. Let me just send these emails for work real swiftly. Real swiftly. Okay, sorry, y'all. All right, I'm reading this email. Okay. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Can you give me just a sign? Let me just send this email really quick. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Sorry, man. I can never just do one thing at a time, bro. And I'm blessed. I gotta stop. I gotta stop complaining because it's all money at the end of the day, right? But just making sure I'm getting okay. Just making sure my clients are good. I don't want nobody having no 911s. Gotta put out them fires early. Got to put out the fires early. All right, let's get back to what we doing. 'Cause this is work as well. This is my real job right here. All right. But anyway, let's move on to our next game as we just recapped the Bears and the Vikings. Hold up. Get back to the screen. Mm. All right, back to my. All right, let's go Steelers Colts. You know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta, man. All right. Good, man. Stop emailing me then. All right. Anyway, moving on to the Steelers and the Colts. Another phenomenal game. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco reignites his NFL career with a impressive victory over the Steelers, giving his former team, the Baltimore Ravens, doing them a favor by defeating the Steelers, giving the Steelers a loss on their record. Put up a 2 touchdown performance for him. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. I got to get on to this other job. I knew it. I knew anytime I try to do a long stream, it ain't going. It just does not. It's not conducive for my schedule right now. We gonna pop back out. Like I said, we got some streams coming up all day today, so we gonna do some more NFL recap. I got my brother, Ken, the man from TBL. We're gonna be talking some football, so we'll recap some of these other games, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about some fantasy football stuff. I'm also linking up with Wild Card Mar today, about 3 p.m. We will be going live, bringing y'all a show as well. Uh, let me. All right, man. If y'all got it, excuse me. I got coworkers and I got bosses and I got clients and everybody's like just yo Tony, like gang, listen. I know I'm the man with the answers. I'm the kind of guy that if I don't have the answers, I'll go get the answers. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't have time to be troubleshooting and all that right now. I'm busy. You know what I mean? I ain't just just doing computer work all day today. But anyway, when the Indianapolis Colts, let's recap. Let's keep doing what we doing, man. We'll get to that when we get to it. Yes, that is a bag, but we grooving how we groove, man. And we got 336 people in the building right now. So thank you everybody for pulling up. If you're on Facebook, please like and follow this video. Follow the page. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you're on Twitter, please give your boy a follow there as I'm gonna be dropping content daily, doing what we do daily. So anyway, we're gonna continue on. I'm sorry, y'all. I gave y'all a little scare there. Cause like I say, I just got like 9 emails back to back to back. And then every time I get an email, it's all over my notes. You know what I mean? The football notes. But anyway, when the Indianapolis Colts needed Joe Flacco to relieve injured Anthony Richardson, the 17-year veteran, kept it simple. 39-year-old Joe Flacco threw two touchdown passes, and the Colts got the stop they needed in the final minute to preserve a 27-24 victory over the previously unbeaten Pittsburgh Steelers. You just see the guy and hit him. That's all you do. Flacco said after going 16-26 for 168 yards. Some guys like to think about every little thing, and that's how they play. Joe Flacco proved that he could still play when he was with the Browns last year. True. Michael Pittman did his thing. Josh Downs did his thing. Pat Fryermuth is one of my tight ends for my fantasy football. Justin Fields played good too, man. He had 2 running touchdowns and also a passing touchdown. But George Pickens finally had him a great game, but he lost a fumble. Okay, so let's get to the box score. We got a guy idea of what went down. It was the Joe Flacco show. And let's see. The Justin Fields went 22 of 34, 312 yards, 1 touchdown score. He was sacked 4 times, QBR of 60.5. In the backfield, Justin Fields rushed 10 times for 55 yards. Cordell Patterson led the way with 43 yards and 6 carries. Najee Harrison pitched in 13 carries and 19 yards. George Pickens, again, 7 receptions, 113 yards. No touchdown scores for the young prodigy. I'm a big George Pickens fan. I might cap a little bit. Najee Harris, he had 5 receptions, a touchdown score, and 57 yards. And I'm sorry. Okay, that's all really there is to talk about in the receiving department. Fumbles. Justin Fields lost 2 fumbles. Excuse me, he fumbled twice and lost 1. George Pickens fumbled once and lost 1. For the defense, they came up with 2 sacks, 1 from Cameron Hayward, the legendary Steeler, and half a sack for Larry Ongunjobi, Ongunjobi, and another half sack for Beanie Bishop Jr. Well, no interceptions for this Steelers offense. Steelers defense. Let's see what Joe Flacco and company did. Caveat: Anthony Richardson, the young quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, he went out with an injury. I did not get an injury update on him just yet. And I meant to mention about my Packers. Christian Watson, he suffered an injury as well. So we will get injury updates throughout the week. And as they do, I will be posting those in my YouTube shorts at the very minimum. Okay. Anthony Richardson, prior to his injury, he went 3 or 4, 71 yards, no sacks. Joe Flacco, again, he finished the day with 16 of 26, 126 yards, 2 touchdown passes, doing his thing. Jonathan Taylor, one of my favorite running backs in the league. Each year that these last 3 years, I've tried to get Jonathan Taylor on my team. I believe 2 years ago, or even last year, he was injured. And I still try to get him on the team because Jonathan Taylor is just that man when he's healthy and on his feet. He had 21 carries. with 88 yards and a touchdown score. His longest run was a 21-yarder. Anthony Richardson had 3 carries, 24 yards. His longest run was a 24-yarder. A 14-yarder. Michael Pittman Jr., who I've been looking for, he's another one of my favorite fantasy guys. He had 6 receptions for 113 yards this game, no touchdown scores, but he caught a 32-yard pass. Josh Downs again, he had a touchdown score from Joe Flacco, 82 yards on 8 receptions. And both he and Michael Pittman Jr. got 9 targets this game. Jonathan Taylor also pitched in 3 receptions, 20 yards. Let's look, 4 sacks for the Indianapolis Colts defense. Very impressive. A sack and a half for Dayo Ande Ingbo. Okay, Dayo Andingbo, and I hope I'm saying this brother's name right. Excuse me if I'm not. Half a sack for Julian Blackman, half a sack for Grover Stewart, and another half a sack for Tyquan Lewis. So very, very busy day at the office for the defense of the Indianapolis Colts, and there was no interceptions across the board in this game. Okay, that's not bad at work. That's not bad at all. So that was a very impressive game. Another AFC showdown, and that went down to the wire. And Joe Flacco, once again, showing that he's still a little bit more gas in that old Toyota. Joe Flacco, man, I've always had a high respect for him. He's never been like, in my top 5 list, of quarterbacks in the league, but that Super Bowl run that he was able to pull off for the Baltimore Ravens was something to see. I got to see it in real time, week in and week out, how this dude just continues to elevate his game, and so forevermore, Joe Flacco will have my respect. If I ever start bartending again, Joe Flacco, man, come get a drink on me. But I don't like we going back to that. Full-time sports is what we doing over here. But again, good game. Coach was able to serve the Pittsburgh Steelers their first loss of the season, 27-24. And again, Joe Flacco doing his former team, the Baltimore Ravens, a favor by defeating their divisional rival. All right, y'all, real quick, we'll just run through these games. We had an ugly game between the Broncos and the Jets. Broncos and the young man Bo Nix were able to get their first victory. I believe this was his first victory of the year. No, that's the second game he won. But Broncos are now 2-2 behind the efforts of Bo Nix. Bo Nix he threw for 60 yards this game and got his first touchdown pass. For Bo Nix's young career. And they were able to defeat the wildly Aaron Rodgers and New York Jets, who are very high on everybody's list right now as far as being a Super Bowl contender. They won this game in a very ugly fashion, 10-9. Buccaneers behind the efforts of Baker Mayfield. Again, I've been calling these guys the Tampa Bay Bakerneers because Baker Mayfield has really, I should say this team is really playing behind the identity of Baker Mayfield. Baker's a tough dude. He don't ever give up, and it's like that's where the Bucks are at right now. Mike Evans had a legendary performance in this game as well. Buccaneers were able to defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 33-16. The Bengals were able to get their first win of the season over the Carolina Panthers. Finally getting them on the board. Joe Burrow had a good 3-touchdown performance this game. 2-touchdown performance, 1 interception, and the Bengals were able to win 34-24. Jaguars and Texans, another AFC. I think that's the South that they're in. Division rivalry game. The CJ Stroud and company, they were able to win this game 24-20. Big games from not just Nico Collins, but also Stephon Diggs. And I only know that from fantasy football. I was keeping up with these games. Only other game on this list that I wasn't able to keep up with was the Browns and the Raiders. So we'll look into that one a little bit more. But anyway, Commanders and the Cardinals. Another good performance. And who would have had the Washington Commanders 3-1? And after 1 month of NFL football, not me. I'll raise my hand first. Not me. I did not have the Commanders playing as well as they are playing right now. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury are doing their thing over there. They are coaching. And again, I went on the TBL, the Bottom Line Sports Network, and we were talking about this as well. And I told everybody on the panel that I just think that these guys, beyond their excellent coaching, these guys just trust Jaden Daniels. When Jaden comes on the sideline and he says, "I see this, I see that," I just think that Coach Quinn and Coach Kingsbury put 100% faith in that, and they adjust the whole entire game plan to that. So, kudos to them. Another great game from the Washington Commanders. Can't be mad at that. I believe that Marvin Harrison Jr. caught himself another touchdown pass in this game as well. 49ers were able to squeeze past well, I ain't gonna even say that. They dominated the Patriots. Let's be honest. Fred Warner got himself a pick six this game. The star linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. And again, I was punching air after this game because Brendan Ayuk, man, he just would not put up a good game for me in fantasy football. The Raiders won their game against the Browns 20-16, and I will recap that game in the YouTube short. I'm just trying to blow through these games because I got to get back to this other job, bro. I'm so sorry, y'all, but the Raiders were able to win this game 20-16. And I'll recap that game for sure in my YouTube shorts. Chief, continue on there. Uh, uh, continue on their win streak as well as they are trying to march toward a three-peat. They beat the AFC West rival Los Angeles Chargers. And I just think that the rivalry is back in this game, man, because they gave Patrick Mahomes a very hard time. Pat didn't look comfortable at all in this game, but I do want to say that welcome back, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce had not been seen since the Super Bowl, and now he had his first decent game of the year this year as well. So kudos to the Chiefs. I got money on that 3P. And last but not least, the Ravens and the Bills last night. I can't say it enough. We recapped the game immediately after the game concluded. So if you didn't see that stream, just swing by there. But Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, I can't sing their praises enough. And I think that we need to start calling this a three-head monster, okay? Because Justice Hill is here as well. And I got him on my fantasy football. It was when I know one of my guys, he was like, "Man, when you be doing your streams, you talking about you got everybody on your fantasy football." I'm on 2 leagues. I'm in 2 leagues, all right, and I make a lot of moves on the waiver wire. So, yeah, I picked up Justice off the waiver wire I think last week, and then I gotta say that it's a three-head monster going on between Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and Justice Hill out there in Baltimore. But they were able to roll over the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia 35-10. And Josh Allen, man, he I don't think that Josh Allen is trash at all. It just seems like in the biggest games, these kind of heavyweight matchups, whether it's the Chiefs, whether it's the Ravens, he just kind of it looks shaky, man. I've seen Josh Allen look very shaky multiple times in some of the biggest games of the season, and this was one of them. Not exactly a playoff game, but you got to make a statement versus a team like the Ravens. But the Ravens definitely made a statement against his team. So 35-10, almost 200 yards rushing for Lamar Jackson. Excuse me, not Lamar. Derrick Henry himself, almost 2 yards rushing. He ended the night with 199. And I think he had about 2 or 3 touchdown scores. So big game for the big fella. So that's all I got for y'all on this one, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely gonna do some more streams later on this afternoon, and also we will be recapping Monday Night Football. I got my brother Ken, the man, pulling up tonight to recap Monday Night Football with me, and also me and Wildcard Mar will be going live a little bit more. Let's say around if you are in Central Time about 4 o'clock. So be looking for that as well, ladies and gentlemen. But on your way out, please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well as if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm always intrigued to know what y'all got to say about these topics. In addition to all of that, If you're on Facebook, please follow, like this video on Facebook. I definitely greatly appreciate it. And as well, if you're on Twitter, please give your boy a follow and like this video and retweet it as well, requote it, all that good stuff, man. We gotta start doing a little bit more community work out here. Because I'm gonna build a network. I'm building my network, man. And again, I'm building this thing for the youth sports. Found my youth sports foundation. The announcement will be coming as well this afternoon, and I just want to be able to provide these kids with good mentors and big brothers and big sisters that they can entrust 100,000%. Because that was the reason why your boy was so, you know what I mean? Like I came out the way I did. Again, I got three big brothers, four big sisters. In addition to all of the mentors that I've gotten, a lot of my big brother friends were pseudo big brothers. A lot of those cats put me on game. In addition, I had a great father, grandfather, all that. I'm incredibly blessed to have so many good role models in my life. So that's what I was blessed to have, and I'm just trying to provide that for these children, a real village of mentors. So again, if you want to be involved in any kind of way, if you have a heart for the youth, then let me know. Please reach out, and we can discuss a way that even if you're just a listener of the channel, everybody can contribute, and we all been babies before. You know what I mean? We've all been kids before. I think we can all have some compassion towards the future of the world, the future generation, because we've all been in their shoes before, just being just being a kid. It's a lot of stuff you don't know. You have no idea what goes on, in real life. And a lot of people I know, especially myself, even with all the good mentorship and all that stuff that I had, when I became an adult, life hit me like a bag of rocks. It was just a bunch of stuff that none of my mentors told me about. I'm like, man, I gotta buy my own toothpaste. I, got, I gotta buy my own toiletries. Like, oh, what is this? And again, with all that good mentorship and all this beautiful family and the village that I had at my expense, um, nobody told me that everything costs. You know what I'm saying? You want to go have fun? You can't just go reach in mama's, or you can't just go ask mama for some money. You know what I mean? Hey, mom, I want to go party with my friends. Nah. That's not how it works when you're an adult. You got to work out here. You know what I mean? You want to have the luxuries of life, you got to put in work out here. So, speaking of, I got to get back to the lab, do my thing. I thank y'all for the love and support. Again, just like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. I am Tony the Savant. Peace, y'all.